I've got the latest news on Ripple's bid to buy Circle, along with how many Democratic senators voted yes to hear the debate on the stablecoin bill. What about BitMEX's mega announcement in regards to Ripple? Was it a nothing burger or mega announcement? Wink, wink, it's diet season.
Nothing burger alert! I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
We got lots to cover today, like the Democratic senators that said, yeah, let's debate this bill. By the way, it doesn't mean that the bill passed yesterday. It just means, yeah, let's debate it. They can still alter it. They can still vote no on it. Before we get into the news like Ripple zeros in the bid to acquire Circle, your comments come first. Robert says, if Pelosi can profit from insider trading, so can the Trump family. Hypocritical assholes. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. Warren was pissed. I watched the whole thing yesterday. It was over 5 hours freaking long, and most of it was just a bunch of crap. She was not happy. Speaking of Warren, Chameleon says, Pocahontas needs to explain to me how she can make $200,000 a year, but is worth $130 million. Look, she's just a really good investor. Come on. Be real here. Otherwise, her words are BS. She needs to get on a caboose and choo-choo Pocahontas. Well done. Y'all have got some great comments going on. Randy Cummins says, did Ada pull an FTX? Talk about Charles Hoskinson, misappropriation of over $600 million worth of Ada. Ooh, we better get some answers. Bitcoin's in at 104,435, ETH is 2476, XRP at 232, while ADA is at 726, BNB's at 642, while Souls are 165. My voice is coming back, but I gotta go back to the surgeon today. I had a little bit of complications. BitMEX on the 17th said, keep your eyes peeled. We have some news that's definitely gonna have a ripple effect on the market. Over-promising, under-delivering, or are they gonna deliver? Then they posted this. Keep your eyes on Ripple. This was on the 19th, 2 days later. Then they dropped this bombshell on May 20th. RLUSD is now available to buy, trade on BitMEX. Fuck. More over-promising and under-delivering. And the best part is, you go to the comments and people are pissed about it. They're like, come on, dude. More crap, Ola crap. Yeah, it is. Over-promising and under-delivering. All these exchanges do the same thing. They make these hype announcements, and then when the announcement comes, it's a big frickin' nothing burger. Do you realize how good my six-pack is right now? And I'm not even in race season. I haven't even been able to trade hardcore because of all the facial stuff I've had done recently. And yet, I am like six-packing it right now on all these nothing burgers. Frickin' annoying. All right, so I watched the Senate thing. It happened. It was a long, long time yesterday. We had 16 Democratic senators. They flipped their vote to yes as the Stablecoin GENIUS Act advances to the Senate. It advances to the debate. That's what's going to happen. They're going to debate it on the floor. They're going to talk about it. They're going to make some manipulations to it. Basically, they don't want Trump's family getting involved. They don't want people like Elon Musk to make their own stablecoins, companies like Meta, etc. The development comes over a week after several Democratic senators blocked an initial attempt to advance the stablecoin regulation. At the time, these senators expressed concerns over Trump's potential conflict of interest and anti-money laundering provisions. By the way, does anyone use the United States dollar for money laundering? Yeah, they do. I just kind of wondered that. Does anyone use the United States dollar for nefarious activities? Yeah, they do. Does anyone use cash to pay their street pharmacists? Yeah, they do. So I don't know what people's problems is. However, the Senate succeeded in passing the motion to invoke cloture on the GENIUS Act in a 66-32 vote. Appears mentioning that this would not have been possible without 16 Democratic senators changing their vote. You ready? I got names for it. They include Senators Kristen Gillibrand, Adam Schiff, Ben Ray Lujan, Angela Also Brooks, Mark Warner, John Ossoff, Catherine Cortez Masto, John Fetterman, who was pissed too, Alex Padilla, others. Senator Alyssa Slotkin, Ruben Gallego, Martin Heiner, Jackie Rosen, Maggie Hassan, Lisa Blunt Rochester, and Cory Booker. Nice. Okay. Eleanor and I were watching this, and basically we both were like, yo, and I'm just paraphrasing for, like, yo, this was forever, this was long, it was late, blah, 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 blah. Now it goes to the floor for debate. As soon as I get an updated floor schedule for you, I will share it. Why? We might want to watch those debates live. Now let's talk about Ripple. And let's talk about money being spent. Why? Because we got a little bit of Coinbase Ripple bidding war in order to buy Circle. Ripple reportedly proposes $11 billion in cash and XRP to outbid Coinbase over Circle's acquisition. Oh shit, girlfriend, you ready? Angel investor Paul Barron suggested that Ripple has the upper hand over Coinbase in the bid for Circle. He claims that Ripple has raised its offer to $9 billion to $11 billion now in hopes of outbidding Coinbase. Meanwhile, Coinbase could acquire Circle using its stock in cash. The exchange disclosed a cash holding of $8 billion in quarter one as a public company. It could also raise funds from investors to complete the deal. While Ripple and Coinbase did not explicitly confirm their bid for Circle, the stablecoin issuer denied being available for cash for sale. Essentially, what's happening is this. People are saying that there's some private bids to buy Circle. Circle, though, keeps saying, no. We don't want to go private. We want to go the IPO route. Circle revealed that it's focused on its long-term goals, which includes going through an IPO. The Ripple bid, by the way, says, hey, we're going to offer you cash with a whole bunch of XRP along with it. This is getting interesting, everyone. Now, here's the big deal. Circle has constantly, since the beginning, said they do not want to sell privately and they want to go IPO. That has not changed since. The original things where people were saying, oh, Ripple offered $20 billion, that was all a lie. This, though, coming from Paul Barron, fairly reliable. So, I'm going to keep you updated on this because it seems we got a bidding war. Both parties, all right, whether it's Ripple or whether it's Coinbase, seem to be offering cash, and whether it's stock for Coinbase and XRP for Ripple, something extra. But rumor has it, though, that they want to keep ownership with themselves, go the IPO route, and go public, which means you and I then could buy shares of Circle. Now, the market, 126 billion in volume. Altcoins season were 25 out of 100. Fear and greed were at 68. Market cap is holding pretty strong. Big institutional money inflow day yesterday. Love it, love it, love it. What are we seeing for XRP price? We're hanging out at 232. We're kind of in the friend zone right now. 3 billion in volume, not bad, but for real, the price is friend zone. Zoom out to the 7-day, and you can see a downward trend going on. Right now, the big concern that we have is this. If we stay into the friend zone going into the Memorial Day weekend, that does what, everyone? Yeah, it means we're going to have super low volume because there's going to be a whole bunch of financial players taking the weekend off. And if you're already in the friend zone going into a really boring weekend, what does that mean? More downward pressure on the price. Trading pairs, nothing exciting is going on with the trading pairs right now. Even the Korean won trading pair is super freaking low right now at 183 million. Candlesticks aren't worth going into. Why? Because it's the friend zone. Like, seriously, she's wearing, like, low cleavage shirts and tank tops and dresses, and she's showing us the goods, but trust me, she ain't letting us touch anything, and honestly, this is the boring price range for XRP. When XRP is in that, like, 210 to 230-ish range, this sucks. It ain't high enough for anyone really to sell profit-wise, and it ain't low enough for you to buy and stack. Why? Because you know if you snipe, you could buy XRP at sub 2, and you know you get plenty of opportunities to sell above 250. See what I'm saying here? They've been playing the market at the above 250 mark, actually above 260 here as of late, dumping it on down, and we're seeing the now erosion back into what, everyone? The friend zone. But what would happen to XRP if Ripple offers it as part of a deal to buy Circle? So what a long day yesterday was, but it was my pleasure to bring you the news. Now, in terms of Ripple trying to acquire Circle using XRP and cash, the reality is they have the cash and they have the XRP to make it possible. If they were to acquire Ripple, they would then have USDC and RLUSD. That would then make them a huge threat to USDT. That would also give them a huge chunk of global rails. Now, what would happen, though, to the price of XRP if they were giving it to Circle? Would then Circle take that XRP and be like, all right, cool, we'll just dump it on the market, take that cash, and then move it to purchase something else? I don't know, and I don't think anyone knows except for the Circle people themselves. But what we do know is that since day one, Circle has said time and time again, we do not want to sell to anyone. We want to go the IPO route. So you kind of get the vibe that Circle is sitting here going, hey, you could throw 10 billion at us and we don't really give a shit. We want to go public. And that would be good for people like you and me, because then we could buy the shares of that company. And that would be something I think I would be into, because y'all know I like stocks as well. Now, gotta be honest with you. I'm repping a pretty solid six-pack. Like, I'm pretty cut, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I run and train all the time. But the BitMEX announcements and all this over-promising and under-delivering in crypto is getting kind of annoying. Your big announcement is that RLUSD is available, and you hyped it up on several posts for several days? Really? That's the announcement that you said, hold on, I'm going to bring it up on the screen. You can see that the color just changed. Your big announcement that says, keep your eyes peeled. We have news that's definitely going to have a ripple effect on the market. Come on, man. Like, it just... I don't know. It just seems that, like, everyone out there is, like, fighting for attention, and it's just so cringeworthy, because all it does is what? It's like crying wolf, you know? It's everyone's like, oh, this is big, and this is big, and this is big, and it all is a big nothing burger that is. But what wasn't a nothing burger was seeing 16 Democrats cross the line and say, yo, we're not supportive of the bill, but we're supportive of debating the bill. And that's a good first step. So yeah, it was worth me spending 5 hours listening to a whole bunch of senior citizens argue the bullshit yesterday. So that's my dedication to you. So how do we end videos? Oh, you're new here? You haven't watched to the end of video? Well, then you're going to be enjoying this part. It goes something like this. Hold on. It goes like this. I take my controller and I hit a button. And you're like, oh, there's a light flashing behind you. And I'm like, well, yeah, there's a light flashing behind me. I move my mic out of the way so that the camera gets out of the way. And I say, choo-choo what? And all of a sudden you're like, oh, shit, what's that, Klaus? Oh, shit. And then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, you're doing this live? Yeah, I'm doing this live unedited. Choo-choo bitches, girlfriend. The sign. Who else has a choo-choo bitches sign? Only I do. Later.